Welcome to Learn Commerce PU online classes. Don't forget to like our video and subscribe our YouTube channel for all the updates.
Hello students, welcome to Accountancy second PUC online classes. In my previous class, I was explaining about admission of a partner. We have solved 12 marks problems, 6 marks problems on sacrifice ratio, and we have solved problem under different methods of treatment of goodwill, 4 methods. Then adjustment of capitals under any method of treatment of goodwill we have dealt with. Now we will move on to a new chapter, that is which is related to partnership itself, retirement of a partner. In your reader it is given as retirement and death of a partner. I will take up death of a partner separately. Now we will take up only retirement of a partner. So what is retirement? Retirement means one of the partners goes out of the partnership firm. One of the partners or one or more partners goes out of the firm, but the firm continues. As long as there are minimum number of members, minimum number of partners according to Partnership Act of 1932, that is a minimum of 2 persons, right? So if 2 persons are there, still you can continue the business. So one or more of the partners will go out, but the legal norm of minimum number of partners will be there in the business and firm continues. So when one of the partner or partners vacate the partnership firm because of any reason, then it is called retirement of a partner. Retirement does not mean that only because of age factor you will go out of the firm. That is one of the ways of retirement, but we call retirement, that is one of the partner goes out maybe because of any reason. That is retirement from accounting point of view for our purpose here. So partner may go out of the firm because of different reasons, like what may be the reason? First one is age factor. He has attained the age of retirement, maybe 58 or 60, now it is 60, and he goes out of the business. That's one reason. Second one, maybe misunderstanding between the partners. So one partner or 2 or 3 partners will go out and the remaining partners will continue the business. Or maybe in case of partnership at will, you have studied in first year in business studies, that is 14 days notice will be served by the partner who vacates the firm, who goes out of the firm, will serve 14 days notice on other partners. Remember friends, 14 days is not compulsory. If the communication is made to all other partners before 14 days also, the person can go out of the firm. He need not have to wait up to 14 days. If the communication is made to all the partners and all the partners agrees for that is a retirement, then it is fine, that is enough. No need to wait up to 14 days. So that is what partnership at will, or maybe any other reason, maybe illness, isn't it? Permanent disability. Because of that, partner goes out of the firm. Of course, that is also retirement of a partner. So retirement of a partner means one or more of the partners in a firm goes out of the firm, or permanently disconnects the relationship with the firm. Permanently disconnects the business relationship with the firm and other partners is called retirement of a partner. So make sure, that is, they should permanently disconnect their business relation with the firm and also with other partners. Business relation only, personal relation may continue, that is a different issue, but business relation must come to an end. That is called retirement of a partner. So meaning of retirement of partner is very clear. Now moving on to the next part, what accounting procedure should be followed? What are the accounting procedures that are to be followed when a partner goes out of the firm? You have seen under admission of a partner, that is revaluation of assets and liabilities, then distribution of accumulated profits or reserves, then treatment of goodwill, different methods of treatment of goodwill is there, then adjustment of capitals, isn't it? We have seen these steps. We have to prepare revaluation account to revalue the assets and reassess the liabilities. Then we have to prepare combined capital accounts of partners to know the final capital balances in the new firm, right? Then we have to prepare, redraft the new balance sheet of the new firm. That is after admission of the new partner. That is what the procedure we have followed, and we have solved many problems under that. I think not less than 10 problems were solved. So here we have to follow some procedures like revaluation of assets and liabilities. No doubt, same procedure we have to follow. Increase in the value of assets and decrease in the value of liabilities. Whatever I have explained under admission, same thing holds good here. That should be entered on the credit side of revaluation account. Increase in the value of asset is a profit to the business. Decrease in the value of liability is also profit to the firm. Let me give you example. Increase in the value of building. Earlier it was 1 lakh. Now it is the value of building is 1,20,000. Don't you think there is an increase in the value of the land, or that is a building? Isn't it? Yes, 20,000 increase means it is a profit to the business, should be credited to revaluation account, should be entered on the right hand side of revaluation account, credit side of revaluation account. Then suppose you were supposed to pay some amount to the creditors, 10,000 rupees you were supposed to pay. Creditors told no need to pay that amount, account is settled. Don't you think it is a gain to the business, profit to the business? Yes, it is. So your liability to that extent has decreased. You need not have to pay that amount. That is a profit to the business. So should be entered on the again credit side of revaluation account or right hand side of revaluation account. So that is then decrease in the value of asset. Land value decreased. Nowadays you are seeing because of COVID it has gone down again, isn't it? Everyone is trying to sell their property. The values are coming down day by day. So if it is 1 lakh, next day maybe 80,000, maybe 60,000, don't you think there is loss to the person? In the same way, the partnership property value decreases, that is loss to the business. Land value maybe 1 lakh it was there, now it is 80,000. There is a decrease of rupees 20,000 in the value of asset, that is land, to the firm. So it is a loss, should be entered on the left hand side or debit side of revaluation account, is a loss to the business. Again, increase in the value of liabilities. You were supposed to pay rupees 10,000 to the creditors. You didn't pay. For the last 1 year, you didn't pay. Because of COVID, you failed to pay the amount, isn't it? Like people, they are suffering like anything. They are not able to pay the amount, installments, EMIs, isn't it? In the same way, the firm has failed to pay the amount maybe for the last 1 year. Now the creditors are saying you were supposed to pay rupees 10,000. Now for the last 1 year you didn't pay the amount, so you have to pay now 15,000. So 5,000 excess amount you are supposed to pay. Instead of 10,000, now you are supposed to pay rupees 15,000. Don't you think there is an increase in the value of liability to the extent of rupees 5,000? Yes, you need to pay 5,000 more, is an extra burden on the firm, is nothing but a loss to the business, should be entered on the debit side of revaluation account. So that is what you have to do here. In the same way, whatever you have done under admission, in the same way you have to prepare revaluation account. Then final balance, here the point is under admission and retirement, this is the difference. What about the final balance? The final balance, the difference between the total of debit side and total of credit side, If the credit side is greater than debit side, is a profit you have seen. If the debit side total is greater than the credit side, it is a loss, isn't it? Should be transferred to in case of admission old partners capital account in their which ratio? Old profit sharing ratio that we used to do under admission, right? We used to transfer the profit or loss on revaluation of assets and reassessment of liabilities to the capital accounts of old partners in their old profit sharing ratio. Under retirement, see the difference, try to observe this. Under retirement, you have to transfer the profit or loss on retirement, that is a revaluation of assets and liabilities, to the capital accounts of all the partners in their old profit sharing ratio, because the retiring partner was also there till the date of retirement. That person has worked, so whatever profits that is generated during the year should be transferred to the capital accounts of retiring partner also in their old profit sharing ratio. This is the difference. This is the only difference between the retirement and admission, that is of revaluation of assets and liabilities, transferring the profits. That is the only difference. So make sure, under admission, we used to transfer the profits or losses on revaluation of assets and liabilities to the capital accounts of old partners only. There the concept is new partner is admitting today, so whatever happened earlier, he has no right to get any share in the profits, or he is not supposed to bear any losses well before his admission. So because he is not the person who is supposed to share or bear, because he was not there in the business at all, he is entering today. That was the concept. Here under retirement, the person was there till the date of retirement. So whatever happened before that, in that the retiring partner also will have a share in the profits, or he has to bear his part of loss, that is share of loss. That is the concept here. So make sure of these two things. Clear? Then what we have to do is distribution of accumulated profits and losses or reserves. Any reserve or any fund appearing on the liability side of the balance sheet. Under admission, we used to transfer it to the capital accounts of old partners only in their old profit sharing ratio. Am I correct? But under retirement, you have to transfer the accumulated profits or reserves to the capital accounts of all the partners in their old profit sharing ratio, because retiring partner was also there till the date of retirement. He has worked in the business, so it belongs to the retiring partner also, including other partners. So all partners capital account, remember this. So you have to enter on the credit side by general reserve, by reserve fund, by that is maybe profit and loss account, isn't it? Should be entered on the credit side. Then if there is an accumulated loss appearing on the asset side of the balance sheet, right hand side of the balance sheet, that means it is accumulated loss. Accumulated loss should be transferred to the opposite side. I told you very clearly, right? Opposite side, that is debit side of partners capital accounts, that is not only old partner, that is not only the retiring partner, but also all the partners capital account. In case of admission, we used to transfer it to old partners capital account only. But under retirement, we have to transfer it to the capital accounts of all the partners, including retiring partner. That is what we have to do here. So that is another part. This is step 2. Then third one is treatment of goodwill. There are 5 methods of treatment of goodwill. We will come to that part later. You know the meaning of goodwill. I have explained under admission. I gave notes on that also. So no need of explaining it again and again. Treatment of goodwill, there are 5 methods. I'll just mention the methods. then we will take up in detail that is journal entries for treatment of goodwill, right. So goodwill treatment, first method is we have to create goodwill to the full value, and we should show it as an asset in the balance sheet. Second one is we have to create goodwill to its full value, then we have to write it off. Third one is goodwill should be created to the extent of retiring partner's share only and should be shown as an asset in the balance sheet. Fourth one is goodwill should be created to the extent of retiring partner only and should be written off. Last one is goodwill should be adjusted without raising goodwill account. These things we will study in detail later. I will take up that part later. First, before that, then one more step is there. After treatment of goodwill, adjustment of capital of remaining partners. Again, capital adjustment like we did under admission. After admission of that is the new partner, we used to adjust the capitals. Surplus we used to pay on the debit side, we used to pass the entry that is to cash or bank account, right. Excess paid, or if there is a shortage, we used to write by cash or bank, deficit brought in. That was what we were doing under admission. Same thing holds good here. On the basis of the retiring partner's amount, they will give you the new ratio of the continuing partners and how much should be the capital, that will be informed in the problem. According to that, as per the instructions given in the problem, you have to maintain the capitals. So that is capital adjustment. Will solve problems on that. Then settlement of amount due to retiring partner. How to settle the amount payable to retiring partner, I will take up in detail later, but for the time being, whether the amount payable to retiring partner, when the partner goes out of the firm, it is natural that the firm has to pay his outstanding balances. Whatever amount which that was supposed to be payable to the retiring partner should be paid, right. Like when an employee works in an organization, when he submits his resignation and when he wants to goes out of the organization, then whatever salary or any other that is benefits payable to the employee benefits, isn't it, those should be calculated together and the amount should be paid to the employee. In the same way, in case of partnership firm, a partner goes out of the firm or one or more partners goes out of the firm, then it is the duty of the partners, remaining partners, to calculate the amount payable to the retiring partner. Now, how to pay that amount? Whether it is paid in the form of cash or whether it is paid in the form of a check, that is through bank, or whether partly through cash and partly by check, or whether some cash is paid or some amount is paid through check and the remaining amount is transferred to his loan account and allowed the loan account to appear in the balance sheet on the liability side. Because if there is no fund, the partners may agree, they may come to a conclusion that the amount payable to the retiring partner will be paid by transferring the balance to loan account. Partly some amount will be paid and the remaining amount will be transferred to capital, that is a loan account of the retiring partner. That can also be done. So how the amount is settled to the retiring partner is another question. So this is also should be tackled while we solve the problem on retirement for 12 marks. So these are different adjustments that are to be made while when a partner retires from or goes out of the firm. Now, our next concept is what is benefit ratio or gain ratio. It is in your NCERT syllabus, it is given as gaining ratio. Gaining ratio. Let us understand it in the same way. That's with the same name. Gaining ratio. Gain ratio and gaining ratio both are one and the same. Make sure gaining ratio and gain ratio both are one and the same. If in the examination, if they calculate gain ratio, don't think that it is something else. Don't get confused. Both are one and the same. Correct? So, gaining ratio or the other name for gaining ratio is, I already told you, gain ratio, and one more name is there, benefit ratio. Benefit ratio. So, gaining ratio, gain ratio or benefit ratio all are one and the same. What is gaining ratio? While explaining the concept of admission of a partner, I told you very clearly, I gave one that is example. 6 chocolates are there on my table, 2 students are there in the class, 1 enters. If we distribute, isn't it? What happens? Each one will get 2 chocolates. Before his entry, if we distribute, each one will get 3 chocolates each. That was the concept I took under admission. Do you remember this? Now, under retirement, let me take the same example. There are 3 students in the class. 6 chocolates are there on my table. If I distribute it now, each one will get how much? Each one will get 2 chocolates each. Am I correct? If I distribute, one student goes out of the class. Maybe not submitted the homework, so I told him, go out of the class and complete the homework, then get inside. And there were 6 chocolates on my table, I have distributed it among the remaining students, only 2 students. Each one will get 3 chocolates each. So, if I put it that's a symbolical numerically, then old ratio, if I distribute when all the 3 students were there in the class, each one would have got 1 chocolates, that's 2 chocolates each. 2 chocolates each. That is 2:2:2 or 1:1:1 or 1/3, 1/3 and 1/3. Am I correct? If we represent it in the form of fraction, then 1/3, 1/3, 1/3. Each one will get. Now, after the departure of a student from the class, that is, if one student goes out of the class, then if we distribute now, after its departure, what happens? Then each one will get 3 chocolates each. Don't you think so? Or 1:1, 3:3 or 1:1, correct? Or 1/2:1/2. I told you very clearly, 1/3 is smaller than 1/2. I have drawn the diagram, isn't it, while explaining, and told which one is greater and which one is smaller. So, 1/3 does not mean that it is 3 is a bigger number, so 1/3 is a bigger one. No, it is not. 1/2 is bigger than 1/3. You know it very well. So, 1/2 is the fraction. 1/2 is to 1/2. So, this is after the retirement of the partner. After the retirement of the partner, if we distribute, this will be the condition. Now, let us give the names A, B and C are the partners who are there in the class. The students who are there in the class. Now, I will convert it to partners here, A, B and C. Then their old ratio was how much? 1:1:1. So I will take this as old ratio. Isn't it? Each one will get like this. So here 2 chocolates each they were getting. Now after retirement of Mr. A, A goes out of the firm, B and C will get 3 chocolates each. One one chocolate more than their old ratio. So I will call this as the new ratio. This as new ratio. So new ratio is bigger than old ratio in case of retirement. Under admission, old ratio is bigger than new ratio. So if I put it symbolically, the partners B and C, suppose B old ratio was how much? His old ratio was 1/3 and his new ratio is 1/2. So if I deduct new ratio, old ratio from the new ratio, because new ratio is bigger than the old ratio. Am I correct? So it will be is equal to 1/2 minus 1/3 is equal to, I will take 6 as the common denominator, divisible by both the numbers, right? So 2, 3 is a 6, 3, 2 is a 6 is equal to 1/6 is the benefit received by Mr. B because of the retirement of Mr. A. When a partner goes out of the firm, then the continuing partners, in this case B and C are the continuing partners, they will get the benefit, they will gain. So this is called gaining ratio or benefit ratio. Now to put it symbolically, gain ratio is equal to new ratio minus old ratio. New ratio minus old ratio. And new ratio is equal to old ratio plus gain ratio. That is, new ratio means after retirement of after the departure of a student from the class, if I distribute chocolates, doesn't it? Before his departure, 2 chocolates the person used to receive, plus after his departure he got 1 extra. So 2 plus 1, 3 chocolates he got. Very simple. So here old ratio plus gain ratio. Whatever share that is received from the retiring partner or the share acquired from the retiring partner by the continuing partners is nothing but gain ratio. Remember. In case of admission, the person who enters the firm, he used to acquire a part of the share of the old partners. The old partners used to surrender or sacrifice a part of their share in favor of the new partner to give him a share in the future profits of the firm. That was sacrifice ratio. Here, because of the retirement of a partner, the continuing partners will receive a part of the share of retiring partner is nothing but gaining ratio or gain ratio or benefit ratio. Is that clear? Symbolically, GR is equal to NR minus OR. Gain ratio is equal to new ratio minus old ratio. New ratio is equal to old ratio plus gain ratio. So, one more equation. Old ratio is equal to what? New ratio minus gain ratio. New ratio minus gain ratio. So this is what the formula is. Because here old ratio is smaller than the new ratio. So if we deduct gain ratio from the new ratio, then we will get old ratio. So that is what the retirement concept is and that is a gaining ratio is. Now what we will do is we will solve problems on gaining ratio, then we will solve problem on that is a new profit sharing ratio calculation. Then we will move on to 12 marks problem. We will take up goodwill treatment and all these things, some theory part, that is a adjustment of capital, then treatment of goodwill, then one more part is there, that is adjustment of amount due to retiring partner, how to pay it, all these things will be taken up, and then we will solve 12 marks problems. Clear? And I already told you, while taking up admission, you will get, this time we can't say, if they reduce the syllabus, you may get one 12 marks problem from retirement, also can't say. Whatever I told was as per the old norm, that is, because of COVID, if the syllabus is condensed, like some chapters are removed, then the marks allotted to those chapters in old scheme, under old scheme, that will be added to some other chapters. So I think you may get one 12 marks problem from retirement also, can't say. So be ready for everything. Either from admission or retirement, one problem, or if the scheme changes, you may get one problem from admission and one problem on retirement, 12 marks, can't say. So get prepared for everything. So I will take up the problems of this gain ratio and new profit sharing ratio in the next class. Take assignment. What is gain ratio? What is gain ratio? Write the formula for calculating gain ratio. Write the formula for calculating gain ratio. Submit the assignment on time.